And what I really loved about Julia's piece, I loved a lot of things about it, but one of the things I loved about it was, as you know, in Judaism, the commandment to welcome the stranger, because we were strangers ourselves, uh, is repeated 36 times in the Torah in different iterations, like over and over and over again, more often than any other commandment. And what I loved about Julia's piece is it kind of accomplished the same thing, right? There are so many different banners that say the same thing in different languages and in different colors. And it's that reminded me of this really important teaching in Judaism, which isn't taught, which isn't repeated over and over again because it's the most important commandment, but it's the easiest one of the easiest ones to ignore or to forget about, to welcome the other, to welcome the stranger. And I love the fact that Julia's piece did this in different languages, in languages that each person could understand, in their native language, and also that it demonstrated like one of those banners in and by itself wouldn't be considered to be particularly beautiful, but when you put them all together, it really is a thing of beauty. And I think it promotes the concept that there is beauty in diversity, and that's really what HIAS is all about, and what motivates me to continue doing this work. So that's really what spoke to me about this piece, and also the fact that all of these banners were different colors, but were the same size. And I think that also emphasizes that we're all equal. We're all created in the image of God, and we can't forget that. It doesn't matter where we're born or what language we speak.
The notion of welcoming seems to be missing from a lot of city and state governments right now. If we live up to the best of what we think of ourselves, we will constantly be welcoming new groups of people and letting them put down roots and spread out branches in the new countries or their new countries of choice.
Absolutely. And, the one thing that I think a lot about is that immigration has been happening for so long, since the dawn of time. So it's really interesting that we're seeing a time in which the idea of borders has become so much more strict and so much more complex, and in a negative way, in which people become illegal, in which people cannot, do things that have been happening naturally for millennia. And it is kind of like artificial to stop these migrations. And another thing that concerns me too is seeing that, with the climate crisis, migrations are intensifying, will continue to intensify. And therefore, it really seems like a crucial moment to approach it with more compassion and with a different approach altogether. And we never know where it's going to hit. It's like natural disasters can happen anywhere. And, the United States is not impervious to that. So who knows, maybe at some point, North Americans will have to migrate too, and are already needing to migrate to other places locally. But, it's the kind of thing that needs to be thought, I think, like a lot in the world, a lot less individualistically and more as a kind of a collective mindset out of what is the greater good, and how do we achieve that.